Hello my friends. I continue the series of films about my philosophical system. This time I want to show how the world looks from within the human ego. Things in the world are divided into understandable and incomprehensible. A person can divide a certain thing into pieces. He can explain its purpose. Man does not know the purpose of an incomprehensible thing. He does not know whether it is alive or not. It poses a danger to him or not. A person does not have any information about an uncertain thing. Another person could help him with this, but he is not around. And the lack of information creates fear because a person does not know how an undefined thing can come about him. Maybe it wants to kill him. None that a person sees is true because his perception organs distort it. Colorblind person and myopic person see the world in different ways. However, the experience of meeting with the world does not depend on the organs of perception. And that's why experiences show an absolutely true picture of the world. There is a space of experiences in which a person is. Each of the experiences corresponds to a certain configuration of reality. When in the world around the world all things are incomprehensible, a person experiences fear. Fear makes him act to protect himself from the uncertainty around. He gazes intently at the surrounding things to find out something familiar in them. He is in a hurry to turn the incomprehensible into an understandable one. So, understandable things are getting bigger but still not enough. A person experiences anxiety. He worries about the fact that the unknown is still present and can at any moment strike surreptitiously. He continues to transform the unknown into something known. When the number of both in the surrounding world becomes equal, a person experiences joy. He feels harmony and becomes calm. He continues to disclose the existing uncertainty by inertia. Experience of depression or longing appears when in the world around of understandable things becomes more than incomprehensible one. A yearning man yearns for the loss of the mystery of the world. He is sad about the loss of divine values. The further way to the definition of uncertainty leads to absurdity. The absurd appears when everything around is very clear. A man drops his hands because he has nothing more to do. After all, everything is already known. And the main thing is that he knows the future. In practice, absurdity usually comes at the time of the collapse of ideals, to the service of which all life was dedicated. Absurdity is a borderline experience. To get rid of it, a person goes on the way back. He closes the eyes of the mind. Known things become less well known. It looks like it is like the thing a person looks at turns into a vague image when a person closes his eyes. There is another experience called happiness. It is the quintessence of experiencing joy. It is where harmony between the incomprehensibility of the surrounding world and its understandability is absolute. The experience of happiness lies strictly in the middle on a one-dimensional space of experiences, limited by fear and absurdity. But, unfortunately, the experience of happiness is very short-lived. The mental life of a person can be represented in the form of a pendulum. In the border experiences of fear and absurdity, there is a transition of the potential energy of human existence into kinetic. In other words, the person at these points turns from thinking to action. His accumulated inner energy is transformed into external actions. Person experiences happiness only completely immersed in his affairs, at the point of maximum speed of the pendulum of life. But only for a moment. Judging by the dynamics of the movement of our pendulum, the time of human joy and happiness is much shorter than the time of his fear, anxiety, depression and absurdity. So life is arranged. We always wait for happiness, but as soon as it comes, it immediately leaves. However, As the philosopher said, waiting for happiness is already happiness.